Well, hello everyone out there in YouTube land and some internet land. And today I wanted to talk actually about something not very important, but uh, about something that drills my mind every day. And today's point would be like the first point would be creativeness, and the other uh, connected with the previous one would be making blog activity, because those ones created in some way, maybe not only in some way, like in many ways. As for me, it's actually works this way. It's all this activity like the same, connectiveness between them are obvious for me. Is obvious for me because let's proceed first with the creativity or creativeness. As for me, it's very important feature of one, because creativeness is the most important quality which allows you to do whatever you want, whenever you want, and to actually develop yourself as a personality. And all my life, it's not a very smooth way. Always I traveled my own lines, and all the roads in my life were bumpy and not so smooth, as I said. And that made me uh, more be able to fit to the certain situations, certain events maybe. And actually the most part of my life, I was like following the idea of making business activity rather than making creative activity. And because at the certain moment I realized that the business activity would bring me much more profit, much more, it would be much more lucrative for me in different ways. and I kept and I kept doing that kind of activity with selling computer equipment, other electronic devices. And actually that was the, I would say, like a golden age of computer appliances and other stuff. And the golden age of computer equipment was, as for me, like between the year of 2005 and the year of 2009, as for me. And I dived dived into that activity deeply, and I succeeded in some way, and I achieved good results of myself. I earned some amount of money and developed my business, advanced my activity, and I made some extra selling activity throughout our city. And after that, huge collapse called the crisis came into our life. And as one of all those people who followed business activity, I was down, and I was down for a long time. And I've been like trying to do the same, but I wasn't good at that, regardless of my efforts. And after a long while, maybe like 3 or 4 years, I decided to quit that kind of activity because of its uselessness. And now I became like myself. I I've come to my origins, to very onset of myself, and I'm very satisfied with that, because I feel much better now with doing such a kind of activity that I was born to do. And I feel like kind of contentment and satisfaction that that resides within me, and I feel completely contented, and I feel like something dissolves within me, and I feel every part, every whiff of that thing. And I feel when I for example, doing something new, I'm creating something, I feel like something grows within me, and that gives me extra powers to reach my heights. And the main thing is in our lives is to do what you want, and if this one coincides with what brings you money, like you have some idea in your mind, you have something to accomplish in your life, I mean the most important part of your lifetime goals, and you following those ideas, if these ideas coincide with the way that you follow in order to make like rather good sum of money, that when you realize that you're doing the right things in your life, that you follow the right way. And what about making blog activity? Making a blog activity also might be connected in some way with the creativeness, because some bloggers in YouTube land, they kind of showing their own skills about certain material, about some sphere, some areas of their expertise, and they put their opinions about a lot of things. They lend their expertise about the stuff they're interested about, and they like much aware about, and they share their own life experience in effective ways. And with this thing they develop themselves, and they develop those audience who following them on everyday regular basis, who view their blogs, who dive into those things that they do. And as for me, as far as I became clear that I'm like designed initially to do creative things in this life, I become rather happy and contented, and this thing like burns inside me. And just the other thing that I like to put here, it's like the third thing for today's session, but as for me it works like I don't divide actually those three things to between the first place, second place, and the third place. And on so-called third place, let it be like self-development stuff about learning English. And as for me, I'd rather put this thing onto first level, because it gives me wins. It gives me like huge leap about my about advancing of my skills. And here I am to do that, and I appreciate your attendance following me. And as always, I'm like trying to be brief and more informative for you, and I'd like you guys to follow my activity whenever you want, at every moment you're allowed to keep up with me, to do the same things that I do. And I'm pretty satisfied with that thought that you might follow the same way. That inspires me more and more every single day. So that's it for today. As always, see you later. Bye.